Hey babies, here's a little faith builder maybe for you. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. And I'm just remembering today, I'm just reflecting about some things that I've seen and some obstacles that I've surmounted. And I just feel encouraged to not lay back on my laurels, but to keep going, and to maybe encourage some of you along those same lines. Because I am at a place right now where I'm facing some reality smack dab, front and center. I'm 52. There's a few things that I'm not going to be doing anymore. Maybe I won't get married. Maybe I won't have kids. Those things are honestly the furthest thing from my mind, but there are other things, such as throwing mad weight around in my gym. And I'm not crying. I'm 52 years old. I'm not going to do something to hurt myself. But not long ago, 5 years, back when I was 47, I was working out circles around some 20-year-olds. I was doing things that I never thought that I could do. And then I hear some, late 20s gents come in through the workout environment, late 20s, early 30s, talking about the glory days are past. I'm never going to be able to do that again. Talking about all the stupendous feats that late teen and early 20 guys do in the gym, showing off and being studs. But I just had to laugh because you don't know. I hit peak at 43 years old. I bench pressed 315 pounds 5 times on my 43rd birthday because I was pissed at my boss. And I called in on my 43rd birthday and flung some weight. Nobody can ever take that away from me. And it's okay. I mean, I've got this front and center dose of reality that I'm hitting right now. And it isn't the point that I was a show off. It wasn't a point that I hit those marks. It wasn't a point that I was a beast in the gym. Felt good. What was operating, though, was faith. And these are some marks that I could have hit in my late teens and early 20s. I got stunted, a little detracted and sedated during those years when I could have been blossoming. Worked out with a real bodybuilder, 2009, who really affirmed me. He talked about I could have really just, with what I was doing in my 40s, if I would have started in my 20s, I could have been very competitive in bodybuilding and strength competitions and things of that nature. I'm not crying. I did what I did. Nobody's taking that away from me. And those things happened by faith. Because I purposed in my heart that 300 mark. I entered the 300 club, 335 pound deadlift and squat and 315 pound bench. These things happened. And I entered the 300 club. And now I'm 52 years old and I'm still throwing some weight around, but I'm careful. But those things don't deter me, because that faith is still operating. And there are other things, and I'm just constant. I'm on the road, and I'm contemplating some things, and I'm remembering things in the past, and I've got some items on a list, pondering in my heart. These are I call them the 4 H's, because in the same way that I thought that 300-pound exploits in the gym were so beyond me. I mean, I was 165 pounds, and I'm 5'6", and I was a flipping little powerhouse. And I pulled this off. And now I've got the 4 H's. We move. You see, babies, we go from strength to strength and from glory to glory. This life of faith doesn't stop. He leads us from one everlasting to another. And it was glorious. Those instances where I was showing off, I was showing off because I was in the glory. There was some fruit of faith that was being manifested. I wasn't going to let anybody take that away from me. There's some things that I popped out on the bench that Mother Teresa has no clue and doesn't even come near to the type of reward that I've got coming, because I know the favor of Papa was upon me at those moments. And the favor of Papa is upon us with whatever seems beyond us, with whatever that we're believing for that is in front of us. It seems beyond us. I mean, it's easy to go stick your head in the ground and just calculate according to your resources or your bearing that, oh, that's beyond me. I can't pull that off, so let's not even think about that. Why? And here are my 4 H's, because I've had these physical exploits, and on the heels of that, I started thinking about what else does this great life have for us? How can we ignore such a great salvation? What has God availed unto us? All you need is his affirmation. When he smiles on you and you know his favor is upon you, there's nothing that you can't do. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. He sheds his love abroad into your heart by the power of his Holy Spirit. He strengthens you with all might in your inner man. So I keep talking about this 4 H's, and you're all probably still scratching your head what I'm talking about. Well, these are new marks. I sat and spinned, and I meditated, and I exulted and rejoiced in what God's done in my life and in my heart and in my body. And it got me thinking, what else can I do? And I got 4 H's, and I've got a list, because it provoked me. The good works and the exploits and the signs and the wonders, miracles, and these such things that God wants and desires to lead us in as soon as he finds faith operating. Homes, habitations, Harley Davidsons, handmaids. Oh, that's so sexist. You notice a homo is not on that list? I know. Some of you know about some of my ways. And I'm not going to go into that about same-sex attraction and stuff like that. However, the thought of a handmaid or heterosexuality or whatever you want to call it, in my perception, in my state, and because of things that I've gone through, that's something that I view as beyond me. And you can talk to me all you want. You're not accepting your identity. You're self-loathing, and you need to embrace same-sex attraction. And it's just like, I do love my boys. I love the company of men. But you know something? In terms of a fulfilling long-term, sticking that in the context of a marriage, I could just, it's really obvious to me it don't work. There are other venues and there are other expressions that are satisfying to me in my relationships with the guys. So I can't help but look at the handmaids. I'm such a sexist. And it's just a curiosity. I scratch my head. You know, do I have faith for that? I don't know. But I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to be condemned if it never happens. Like I said earlier, you know, I just don't see. It's not something that's at the top of my list that I'm wringing my hands about. Got to get married, got to get married, got to get married, got to try real hard to be heterosexual. I mean, I've been there. Left my first love. Loved Jesus because of the cloak of hypocrisy that I was carrying for a while because of that. But there are other things on my list. Harley Davidsons. I want to ride. Easy rider. You know, I was just praying about that a little while ago. I'm on this road trip here, and I'm just aware of the motorcyclists. And I was just praying that God sends his protection and his angels out on all of them and all their travels, and that he would just increase their joy in their road trips, feeling the wind, the speed. I love that stuff. And I want to experience it. Because I love speed. And handguns. And, you know, gun control, schmum control. Like, whatever. I'm not even going to get political here. But I want a handgun. I want a firearm. And springboarding off of the exploits that I've had in the gym, springboarding off of the cultivation of masculinity that God has accomplished in my heart, it's like you can think what you want about a gun, but there is a point in the development of a character where you are entrusted with power. Not lusting for power, not abusing power, but power is something that's there that people that are responsible and seasoned are able to bear. And I want that. And if an expression of that, not the power, but an expression of the character that God's built in me where I can be trusted with a firearm, I want a handgun. I want a firearm. It's just my list of wants. And homes and habitations. All these are the 4 H's. Homes, habitations, heterosexuality, and maybe there's 5 or 6 H's. I don't know. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, I've had, you know, like some knocks against issues of security in my life too. I have felt insecure because I dealt with abandonment from being adopted, or I was adopted because I was abandoned, which is a good thing. Adoption is a good thing. In fact, that was an impetus for my exploits in the gym, because it says in Romans chapter 8 that the spirit of adoption is the redemption of your body. And I manifest that stuff. But that whole sense of belonging, I'm going to Hubbardston right now. That's where I grew up. Hubbardston. There's another age for it. Now we got 7 of them, I guess. So I've you know, the Lord's raising the stakes on me that I've got more H's than I thought, because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But anyway, I've had insecurities. To put it in a nutshell, I've had insecurities, and I believe for habitations. I believe to be at rest. I believe for belonging. These are the things that seem beyond me because of things, you know, strikes that I've taken and some things going on and bruising in my soul and things of that nature. But let me wrap this up. It's been almost 15 minutes. But I just wanted to share. I wanted to get this out there. This has been in the back of my mind, this 4-H thing: homes, habitations, Harley Davidsons, and handmaids. Some of you handymen too. But anywho, got all kinds of H's. I call them the 4 H's. That's my list. That's my to-do list. That's my checklist. Stuff that I know that it's in my heart, that I've got faith for. And I just got to start talking about it, because this faith's got to be activated. It's there, and I wanted to activate it. I've seen it operating in the gym, and I want to see where this thing goes. I want to show off again. And I invite you along and I want to see such things as these imparted and come into the front in you all's lives too. I think I'm done. Love you a whole lot. Bye, babies.